rock and roll.
Well, hello and welcome to the Daily Atheist Morning Show. I am your host, the amazing Super Chris. Thank you for joining me. Apparently, I am the old goat of atheism. I've been so informed. I hope you had a wonderful weekend. I had a pretty good weekend. I was doing things. I was going about here, there, about the earth, that sort of thing. You know how we do. We'll talk about our weekend, my weekend. I was kind of productive. I want to say that we now have Father Flanagan's has dropped a new product, been hard at work on a Nuevo Producto, and we've got a new product for you this morning. We'll show it here in just a minute. So I want to talk about that. And then, of course, we're also going to take a moment to talk about Trump and Christianity and all that business, because that sort of thing is going on. But first, before we go there, a new product from Father Flanagan's. Do you have an atheist friend or family member who's a good person and you don't want to see them end up in hell? But now they're on their deathbed. Time is running out. They've been there for you and now you want to be there for them. But how can you save them from your all-loving, forgiving God and its eternal lake of fire? Well, fear not, my wayward child. Introducing Father Flanagan's line of atheist deathbed conversion Bibles. No more worries of loved ones meeting their resolution without absolution. Now you too can flourish your faith on the weak and helpless in their final moments. Father Flanagan's line of atheist deathbed conversion Bibles are designed specifically for the weak and infirmed. Extra large type for failing eyes seeing their last. Deluxe editions come complete with a post-mortem Mother Teresa would have approved baptismal kit. Also available in heathen and heretic versions. Father Flanagan's line of atheist deathbed conversion Bibles. Coming to a Walmart near you. As you can see, we go all out for our peeps here. So I just wanted to say good morning. Welcome to the Daily Atheist Morning Show. And Father Flanagan's has got a new product for you guys. Let me bring Ryan on, the lovely Ryan. Look at her. She is fantastic.
I'm floofy.
Good morning. How are you doing?
I'm doing good, thank you. How are you this morning? I like your commercial.
Good. Awesome. Thank you. I'm doing pretty good. I don't think I'm doing, you look like fantastic, like a fairy that you might catch out in the woods or something, a little fae spirit. There you go. That's awesome.
Thank you.
Good morning. How are you doing? Did you have a good weekend?
I did. I had a good weekend. I actually needed to tell you that I won't be here tomorrow and possibly not Wednesday because Hubs is having an operation. So I'm gonna have to be a little nurse.
Okay, that's all right.
Yeah.
I'm not
I've been getting the house ready, trying to get things like clean and sterile. You know what I mean? Just disinfected, basically.
The sterile is going to get with a dog.
Yeah, a lot of hair, slobber, flecks of weed and whatnot.
Yeah. True enough. And of course, the microplastics. Can't forget the microplastics.
All that.
Well, is he going to be okay? I mean, is it anything emergent or concerning?
No, it's not super serious, but it probably will be a little bit painful for him, but I'm sure he'll be okay.
Understood.
Yeah.
Understood. Gotcha. Okay. Well, thoughts and prayers.
Thoughts and prayers to Hubs.
There you go. Our best.
Especially if I'm the one taking care of him, he's going to need all the help he can get.
Yeah. May whatever God you believe in have mercy on your soul.
Pray harder, sweetheart.
That's a Q quote from Star Trek. Oh, yeah. Pray harder, sweetheart. That's cute. Let's say hi to everyone. Let's see. Savvy Toupee. You lost me at the end. Savvy Toupee. Savvy Toupee, good morning. How are you doing? Best viewers on streambo.com. Oh, hey, that's cool. Okay, you're over on TikTok, Twitch. We are streaming on Twitch. And you know what else I did this morning? I'll tell you what I did this morning. I, the amazing Super Chris, prepared scenes and everything in order to be able to live stream on Twitch in game, because I've game, so I could actually do that. I'm gonna try. So when I game, I'm gonna probably try to live stream. We'll see how that's gonna go.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm playing. I just fired up Assassin's Creed 2. So if you're into that sort of thing, yeah, it's one of my favorite games. I haven't played it in like 13 years. That's what the thing told me. I like this crazy. So
wowsies.
That's how long. Yeah, this is a long time. It was actually the game that inspired me to want to start learning Italian. Yeah.
Austin Sims says Ryan looks like she's about to MC an event at the Hunger Games.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah. If you just kind of did the makeup there a little while, yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, and you, like did that really perched lip that she does. I don't know her name, but yes. Yeah. Oh yes, I could do that.
That's fantastic. You probably already got the shoes. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us. Man, people are stacking up today. John the Heretic, Miss Non Sequitur, hugs. I hope you're doing wonderful. Secular Feelinist, Austin Sims, of course. Good morning, Austin. Nice to meet you a couple of weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. Really nice to have you here. Kyle Rad. I don't recognize your name, Kyle, but I forget things. So good morning. If you're a newbie, nice to have you with us. Yeah. Let's see. Dade Murphy is here. The Dade Murphy. Thank you for joining us.
Excuse me.
That's right. Good morning, Dade. Hope you had a wonderful weekend. I hope you didn't get in trouble. Jesus Unfollower is here. You know, maybe between all these folks that are hanging around, they ain't doing nothing. They're just slackers. Maybe I can get somebody to come on the show with me tomorrow since you're not going to be here. Maybe.
There you go. Okay.
I don't know. Maybe. You know, we'll see.
If you get around to it, it would have helped if I gave you a little more of a heads up, but we actually, you know how it is with surgery. Sometimes they call you like, okay, it's happening this day.
We have an opening, so we can create an opening in you. Yeah. Gotcha.
We're going to go into your opening.
That's right. That's right. Oh, hey. Yeah. Either way. Let's see. Savvy. Let's see here. Deviant Outcast. Good morning, Deviant Outcast. Kelly is here. Good morning. The evil one is here. Good morning, beautiful. How are you doing? I hope you have a wonderful day. She's in the other room, so if she doesn't have a wonderful day, I'm going to feel it most acutely.
Make sure she has a wonderful day.
Yes, indeed I will. That's my job, in fact. That's my job. Stefano Oz, I hope I said that right. That's cool. Good morning, Stefano Oz. Thank you for joining us. Cool name. Nice to have you with us. Kelly, the Detroit Queen Atheist. Kelly, the Detroit Atheist Queen, is here. Good morning, Kelly. Thank you for joining us. You nominate Kelly Laughlin. Oh, yeah, Kelly Laughlin. He'd be here in a heartbeat. I'm sure it depends. He's got stuff and situations going on. If he's not already going to his shop, you know, to work, then you even breathe, hey, man, you thinking about maybe possibly being on a stream? He's like, oh, yeah, sure. I just got to drive into the shop tomorrow. And then at that point, you can't dissuade him, and you've powerfully inconvenienced him. not that he minds, but you know, that's how I always feel about it. I'm like, damn, dude, you got to do that. John Hudson says he's available. John, are you gonna come on? We could talk about your testicles. All 4 of them.
Well, darn, I'm sad I'd miss it.
You know, I understand. Can't
win them all.
Kelly's in the Kelly Loft. Kelly Loft says I can fill in. That's awesome. You know, I do want to mention though, we're going to have, and you know, Kelly, love to have you. We've got linked. I've got people. We've got lots of people willing to come on the show, and that is awesome. Of course, if you know me, you know I can rattle for a couple hours. I can. I got lots of shit to talk about, but I want to find something here specific for you guys.
Okay.
To tell you about. Damn it, Jim. Stop it.
Waiting on bated breath.
Okay, it's Steve. What it's getting me is his last name. Steve Gradakis or something. He's an author. Damn it, Jim. Oh, no, I can't do it from there either. All right, so I'm live streaming in my Facebook page, and I can't change from my Facebook page to my Facebook account to look to see. And I'm sorry, man, I forgot how to say your name. Steve. Damn it. Give me a second, folks. I'll tell you, we're going to have a guest on the show. He's an author, and I literally met this guy at NanoCon.
Okay.
Yeah.
Excelente.
Let's go see if I can find him here. Damn it, that's not the one either, Chris. Yes, Gikatis. Steve Gikatis. Is that how you say his name?
Okay. That's an interesting last name. Gikatis?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's how I would say it.
You make it sound easy.
I'm sure about that.
I don't know what I'm doing. Head out of ass, man. Yeah, so Steve, he's going to be on the show Friday for the second hour of the day.
fun.
So we're going to have him. I still need to get with Dr. Troy to see, get some kind of thing going on. He's the pediatrician who, of course, he's got his own thing going. Yeah, have you seen some of his creations going on? He dresses mighty fancy.
No, I'll have to hop over there and check it out.
Yeah. At first I thought it was like a little tie and stuff and just kind of a little fancy. And now this last time he was just full blown penguin.
Oh, all decked up like a penguin.
Yes.
Ah,
yes, indeed. So very cool. It's cool to see. John is a baby engineer. Let's see. John is a baby engineer. Yeah, I guess he is. With all them testicles. Good morning, Ambushed Apostate. All the cool kids today, like Dade. I'm also working, but I'm here. I hope everything's going well with you. Your situation, I hope, is getting figured out, Ambushed Apostate Seth, because last time we met, you had a lot of changes going on. Hope everything's going great for you. So, for those of you who weren't here for the start of the show, we have a new product line out from Father Flanagan's. We're going to show it a couple times later in the show. It's a shorty. It's only a minute long, and we want to. So just prepare yourself for that emotionally, and we'll talk about it. So let's get on, I guess, with the topic and the subject. I'm going to pull up our poll here. My poll. Making sure, just checking my Facebook and seeing. I haven't gotten pinged yet for community standards.
Okay.
I guess we'll see how long that lasts. So the question of the day is Traitor Trump using Christianity to destroy democracy?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, a subtle question. Mm-hmm. And I only gave two options, to be honest and fair. And I have to say, a lot of people have voted, more than the normal amount of people. For this time in the morning, normally we're looking at 15 or 20. We're at like 56 votes already on this thing this morning. I didn't even post a link in the chat. Let me post a link in the chat for you people who want to go vote on the question. The question of the day, of course, is, there you go. And I'll make it big so you can see it, sort of. The question of the day is Traitor Trump using Christianity to destroy democracy? I'm going to go ahead and post the question in here, poll of the day, in the chat. I knew I was forgetting something, but I got the dishes done mostly, so important things. Let me go pin message. There's the poll of the day, and I'm going to ask our question here is, Mama, y'all talk amongst yourself. Is this your first time seeing the damn show live? And then I'll just do yes and no, and then boom, start poll. Normally I try to be funny in there, but we got no time for that. So Jesse Bear, good morning, Jesse Bear. Thank you for joining us. Let me see here. Yes, we did see the give butter. We did say, matter of fact, let's give that a shout out real quick while we're here. Well, let me finish doing what I'm doing. Let me run my show. We'll get back to the give butter for that thing in just a minute. So our poll of the day is, here it is. Let me go back to here. And damn it, Chris, where is it? There we go. Is Traitor Trump, all right, so using Christianity to destroy democracy? The two options I gave were, yes, he's selling out the U.S. for Christian votes, or no, he's restoring our Christian nation. So those were the only ones. Apparently 96% of the 56 votes believe that he's selling out the United States. We've got 5 comments. I got to do this here. Do this first. To be clear, according to Sapient Cephalopod, good morning, Sapient Cephalopod. I hope you're doing okay. Says Christians prefer a very distinct flavor of Jesus. That flavor is the OG flavor, real Bible believing sort of Christian. Yeah. I think he'll take any Christian vote he can get, though. Not wrong, but Atheist Cognito said that a religion can even be used to destroy equality, says it all. True. Right. Secular Feeling says, a quote that said it best: when fascism comes to America, it used to be past tense, or it used to be future tense, and now it's sort of past tense. Thank you for the clarification on that, Secular Feeling. It will be wrapped in a flag and carrying a cross. Very true. Let me go here. so we can get back to us. Good morning, Brent A. It's been a day or three. I guess Friday. I hope you're doing good. Math Pig is even here. Math Pig has blessed us with his presence. Thank you, Math Pig. Yeah, so, well, of course. Wait. That is true. Now, before I get too far along, let me come over here, and I want to give a shout out to Jessie Bear. She's got, here's her gift bear. I'm going to post a link to her gift bear up there. And this is, she's got some protesting that's going on, and they're taking donations and all this business. It's a really cool thing. And let me see what I can find. She sent me stuff this morning. She's a prolific stuff sender. Let me post it here. Oh, there we go. And this is for, let's go here. Support. There we go. Let's go. Boom, boom, boom. Tools for tomorrow. And this is about purchasing, and I'm sure there's more to it than that. But this is about purchasing supplies and equipment for protests and other things.
Okay.
They're doing,
Awesome.
It's wonderful. So, and she did a supplies, what do you call it? Giveaway where people give you shit. What do you call it? A supplies drive.
Oh, right.
Drive for supplies. And and she got quite a deal. So hopefully she'll get more. It's wonderful. Help them out. This is for school supplies for children. Oh, okay, for children in need. I thought it was for protests and stuff, but it's for children in need because the government's not going to be helping them anymore.
I know, right?
Well, we can't help children when there's billions in right-wing fascists that need to be propped up. Of course. Good morning, Diana Carrillo. Diana Carrillo. Good morning, Diana. How are you doing? Welcome to the Daily Atheist Morning Show. Fellow burner, maybe. Hope you had a great weekend. Did you sin safely? We did lots of sinning, lots of blaspheming, but we did it safely because that's how you do things.
It's overrated.
Shirt. It's overrated. Let's say the Jedi can't feed or educate kids. I know. Shocking. It's always been that way, isn't it, though? I mean, I've been saying this for a while, but whenever the liberals or whatever were in office, I don't know. It's just there seems to be money that comes out of nowhere, billions and billions of dollars all of a sudden for the worst of possible things. It's just
there's always money for war and death, murder and spilling of blood.
Yes. Always money for that. True. Kelly Laughlin says, I want a floopy shirt. I think, Kelly Laughlin, you'd have to put rocks in your pocket with a shirt like that. The smallest little breeze would blow you away.
Up and away.
Right. Get your Kelly kite now.
Just little strings hanging from the back.
That's right. You could hear the screams. Ah!
Oh, Kelly. Look at him go.
He's not scared of heights.
It's a bird. It's a plane.
It's a bird.
Right-handed
Sith, right-handed Sith, thank you for joining us. Thank you for your effort to listen to us in the mornings. We appreciate it. Let's see what else is going on here. Trina is here. Good morning, Trina. Hope you had a wonderful weekend. Sorry about the loss of your puppies. I noticed that she's had a dog. I say puppies, but she had some dogs that she got to enjoy their life with them, and then just they're not with her anymore, and it's sad.
That's the worst.
Yes. Jessie Bear says the FAFO action for this month is supporting local schools in need. Okay, gotcha. That is awesome. If somebody goes to that page, and I'll let me do this. Can I come up here and do this? Where's my post? I'll see if I can copy that and just post it repeatedly, maybe.
Cool.
Or not, because it might be going. Oh yeah. There it is. It's there. It's there. I know I can do this.
You can do it.
I can do it or not. It's gone. Sometimes when it's gone, it's just gone. I don't know. But in any case, it's for a good cause. So what I'll do, I'll just do it again. Help support FAFO with supplies for kiddos. Okay, and I want to do this and this, and now I want to do a pop and then copy. And now here, every now and then throughout the show, I can just paste it over there. Awesome sauce. There you go.
The White House needs more ballroom.
Yes. Isn't that just kind of disgusting? It's just crazy, isn't it? All these people are losing their Medicare. They wouldn't, does anybody out there remember whenever Joe Biden said, hey guys, they're going to go after your Medicare, and Marjorie Traitor Greene booed. They all booed and said no and called him a liar. And look what happened.
Yep.
All the worst things that the liberals, not just the progressives, but even the liberals, progressives were better. You know the difference. But all the predictions came to pass. Yeah. And all we had to do is guess for the worst, and here we are. And one of the things that really gets me is that at every turn now, Donald Trump, as per the title of the show for today, at every turn, Donald Trump is really, really coddling to the Christian right. You don't put in those flagpoles with your own money, and you don't put in a $200 million ballroom thinking you're going to leave. He bought that airplane, that big, huge airplane. Allegedly, he's going to use that after he leaves, or it's going to go to like his something. I don't know what he's going to do, but it's no longer going to be the presidential plane. We're literally fixing up billions of dollars for this plane, and it's just going to go with him. Unlike normal Air Force One, that is a property of the government that takes care of the president. And so, but that only really matters if he leaves office.
Who's to say that will happen?
I do not think he's going. They already, as soon as he got into this office this time, he was already dropping the Trump 2028 hats. So I have no doubt he's going to try to stay in office. And one of the things they were saying, I don't remember who it was. One of the politicians, I think it was Clinton's Robert Reich. I think he was the one that was saying it. Damn it, I forgot what I was going to say. Where was I going? I used so many brain cells.
I don't know. Trump ballroom, using Christianity. I'm not sure.
Oh, well, yeah, I don't know where I was. I'll think of it in a minute. Anyway, I got distracted.
It'll come to you.
Robert Reich is fantastic, though.
I do love. I like watching him as well.
Yeah. But there's so much hypocrisy in this that they can't spend money here, but they're going to spend it there. And I just don't think he's going to. Back to Donald Trump, I just don't think he's going to leave office. And these are the signs. He's literally making the White House, building it in his own image. You saw they paved over the Rose Garden.
Like, how are you going to tell us as Americans we need to cut, drain the swamp and cut the costs and corporate spending and all the, I don't know, they say the spending that has been happening that didn't need to be done, frivolous spending. Right. And then you're going to be the one doing the most frivolous spending. None of us care about you having a place to host your little parties so people can kiss up to you, so you can make new deals for your personal benefit. We're struggling out here as a country, and I feel like I've said it before, but having that beer budget but a champagne taste. You're spending all of our freaking money on your house, and we're broke.
Well, they're starving the people, rewarding the billionaires. That's the whole big, beautiful bill thing. And and at the same time, they're trying to rig the election because down in Texas and all this other stuff, because they know their policies are so bad. And we haven't even talked about the elephant in the room. How can you support Donald Trump knowing he's the PDF file king? And we talk about how much that Epstein was the guy, right? But really, when you stop and think about it, how much of it was Donald Trump? Donald Trump had Russian connections. Donald Trump had this place in Florida where they could literally go get these girls,
Seems more like a partnership.
I suspect he was more involved than just being a client.
Just a friend, somebody who knew somebody from hanging out at parties. Y'all seem like you were helping each other do whatever shady stuff you were doing.
No doubt. At the very least, he knew what was going on, because he talks about how she was there and Epstein took her.
Stolen?
Again, what's that?
Stolen?
stole her, right? Now, here's the deal. Here's one of the things you think about. How many employees does Mar-a-Lago have? How many do they go through? And how many of them are probably underage girls? I wouldn't suspect a lot, really, but back in the day, they probably had quite a few. But that Donald Trump could remember the circumstances and her name and all this other business, that he cared, that one employee, these are all bad signs. And then we've got photographs of him, videos of him, all of these things. We've got the cards, the birthday cards with the naked girl drawn on there and talking about special secrets, our special secrets. You know what I mean? If you're still supporting Trump at this point, and you don't care.
Just the things that we have seen on surfaced video of interviews or whatever, a book, it's all pointing us to the kind of person that he has always been, but people have chosen not to see. Now, whether that was because he was a little, he wasn't the president, he was in a little bit of a different playing field. But now all of this is coming to the surface. And I remember this stuff from back in 2016. A lot of this is the same things I've already seen. Maybe there's a few more videos or a few more interviews or whatnot that are resurfacing. But the fact that I see people in shock and awe over it, I'm like, well, weren't you paying attention the first go around? Right. Where were you then?
Yes, that's very true. And also you got all the other things. You've heard him, the way he's talked about women. You've heard about he himself through, we have seen the videos and heard him talking about how he goes into these pageants and there's teen girls there and they're not dressed. He himself bragged about those things. He himself has talked about how you can just walk up and grab them. You can do anything you want when you're powerful. He himself has said all these things.
Yeah, you can do anything you want.
Yep. So that's just kind of at this point. I don't get how a person could. Now, I can see how you could still be MAGA. You could still be right wing. You could still not like brown people. You could still not like trans people. You could still not want equality for women and all that other business. And not like Donald Trump. There's MAGA people out there who are going to separate themselves from Donald Trump. I hope they do soon. You can be, I don't want to say a moral MAGA. I don't think there is such a thing based on my understanding.
I don't see how that's even possible. Maybe in your head you think you're moral, but the fact of the matter is the only reason you like Trump is because he hates the same people that you do. Right. That's the reason why you chose him. He's the chosen hater.
That's right. So he would put brown people in concentration camps. That's why, there's so many people that are okay with what's going on. That's what really bothers me about our country. But that's part of what the conservatives have been working for so long. They have been starving education, doing all kinds of horrific things. Let's not even talking about education. We could talk about the VA. How for years they've tried to privatize the VA. Whenever they get in office, they gut the money for the VA. And then thereby making it difficult for the VA to keep up. And then whenever people complain about the VA, they don't complain that it's the politicians who starve the VA. They just complain about the low quality that they seem to get at the VA. And then when in reality, whenever they get turned out to the other hospitals and these vets aren't treated like the little kings that they're treated like in a veteran's hospital, because they get kind of a privilege in those hospitals. They don't get out in the real world. And
right. And honestly, that probably for the best to some extent. And again, nothing against vets. I've just been around VA hospital a large portion of my life, and they probably should have certain people who are better or more apt, I don't know what the word is, at taking care of people who have like CPTSD and PTSD, etc. So to me, it's really sad that they're taking away their safe spaces. You're sending them off to war, and then when they come home, you don't give a F. And none of that, it's never changed. I've not seen one point in our history where that has ever changed, where they've truly respected those who allegedly fight for our freedom. But people readily will send their children out to war. No questions asked. I don't understand it.
Donald Trump, he is exemplary of the MAGA mindset, the right-wing authoritarian mindset about soldiers. They're just things. They're chattel. They're cannon fodder. You use them, and when you're done with them, what the ones that died, they failed you. They didn't do their deal. They're not, this is Donald Trump's attitude. He said it many times. It really boggles me how any veteran or current active military person could support Donald Trump at all. Just boggles my mind.
Didn't he say some nasty things about McCain? Not that I like McCain.
Oh yeah,
but somebody who you'd think would be more on Trump's, side or in his purview, but he didn't even like Homie. He didn't like him at all either.
Part of the deal about Homie, though, McCain was, he was kind of the last old guard kind of Republican sort of thing, which we think, well, surely he had his faults. But he was calling Donald Trump a piece of shit a long time ago. And that was what bothered Donald Trump.
He kind of reminds me of when I was younger, of what a Republican was. Mm-hmm. And now who I see as Republicans now are just such an about face.
Right.
At least in my opinion,
Right. Me too. There was a time where you had your normal, most of conservatives were normal, but then you had like Rick Scott down in Florida, just cuckoo, 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 anytime he looks at the camera. But he was like the outsider, and then of course then it comes along Ted Cruz. And then you get Marco, and they just kept going, and more and more. Marjorie Trader Green and Boebert, and for long you've got a house full of a clown car full of clowns. When it used to be like a semi-respectable, at least they hid their shit, kind of.
Yeah, at least they tried to have some dignity and cover up their shit in the backyard. They tried to bury it like a dog was because they're embarrassed. But now they just shitting in the backyard, letting it stank.
Yeah, I have to say, despite my disagreements with the old guard Republicans, there is a significant difference between them and the new MAGA. The problem I kind of have with them, though, is to a degree, a lot of them aren't MAGA, but they'll support what they do because they agree with them. Just like we talked about Christians and Christian nationalists. They won't identify as MAGA or Christian nationalists, or they won't go out and do Christian nationalist things. But when it comes time to vote, they'll vote along the lines that give Christian nationalists power.
Yeah.
Same thing with these people.
Themselves more like them, more aligned with them than they do with us, who would actually happily continue to give them their rights. I wouldn't even try to take their rights away. But as soon as the person they're voting for gets in power, they'll undermine theirs in a heartbeat.
And every time the MAGA party gets in power, they immediately go to destroying the country. They go to it goes to eating itself. Donald Trump was worse this time. His last presidency, he had some restrictions. He didn't have all the power he has now. There were people who could stop him. But now, after all the years of the judges and all this thing, there's nobody who can stop him. And he's just going full. I'm just waiting. I don't think it's going to get any better. I don't think we got a super chat here. I better read it out here. I'm going to get so distracted. Thank you very much from a Deviant Outcast. Gave us lots of sex. Thank you for the sex. We much appreciate it. Literally everything about Trump screams sexually abusive. Law enforcement not investigating him is them looking at a guy drenched in blood next to the dead body and going, meh, no. That's Pam Bondi in a nutshell right there. If you know about what happened with Pam Bondi, I mean, she was investigating Epstein and all this stuff and Trump down in Florida, and she let those things go after getting a $25,000 campaign donation from Donald Trump. And she's been on the kitty from him ever since. She's like his personal prosecutor. Sort of like Eileen Cannon. Remember Eileen Cannon? How she's like his personal Eileen Cannon, the Georgia judge that tried to have all his cases thrown out.
Oh gosh.
You don't remember her?
No, I do not.
Ago?
But
Judge Eileen Cannon. People in the chat, you know Eileen Cannon, right? You remember what she did. We got people going on here in the chat. Let me say hello to folks. Chet Klug Jr. Skeletor was involved in the biggest Medicare ripoff scandal in U.S. history. Yes. Skeletor, he means Rick Scott. Yes. Why is that man? That man should be in prison forever, for life, that man. He is just, so many of these people are just so corrupt. We really need to fix it. I just don't see how that's going to happen. I just don't see how that's going to happen. No. As long as they have the ability to buy out everybody who's either investigating them or the person who's investigating them's boss, then there's nothing that can be done.
They're all
And that's what it
covering
is.
for each other.
Yeah.
And that's what fascinates me as somebody who's an atheist and, now leaving Christianity. I pursue truth. I want to champion the truth. So this is the Christians, going like this and pretending like they hear no evil, see no evil, do no evil, and just continuing to vote with their hatred is the only thing I can think. They're voting with their hate instead of voting with a hope for the future.
Yep. And really says, and now they're going after Jack Smith. They're going after everybody who investigated Trump. They're going after all the judges. It's been just a matter of time. They fired all the FBI people. They've gutted everything. Why don't the Democrats do that? Why don't the Democrats come in and do the things that these people are doing? It doesn't necessarily have to all be about having the most people in Congress or the most people in the Senate. Donald Trump, it doesn't seem to matter. You just get up in the news one day and he goes, oh, look, he's fired the entire staff from this one place just because they're Democrat. Right? I mean, and then he puts in the people who are absolutely not qualified. Look at Jeanine Pirro. He made her the top lawyer in DC or some business. I mean, oh my goodness.
And then he put someone in charge of like Parks and Rec, another dumb sycophant in charge of sacred places, in this country, places that we want to protect. And he's just putting it on a silver platter for these swampies.
So true. So, for the swamp, because he is the swamp. Remy, good morning. America has lost all sense of morality, empathy, and compassion. Yeah, all sense of. We used to kind of hide it. Now we don't. I mean, we had some. We weren't the Superman or the Captain America we thought we were, but we weren't the full-blown fascist authoritarian state that we're becoming. So, I think what we're going to do is I'm going to show those new people our new product from Father Flanagan's line of products. Here we go. And guys, I don't know if you've heard, if you've seen it. I didn't drop it on Facebook or YouTube. I did drop it over on Facebook for you Facebook peoples. So good morning. We have a new product from Father Flanagan's line of products. Here you go. Do you have an atheist friend or family member who's a good person and you don't want to see them end up in hell? But now they're on their deathbed. Time is running out. They've been there for you and now you want to be there for them. But how can you save them from your all-loving, forgiving God and its eternal lake of fire? Well, fear not, my wayward child. Introducing Father Flanagan's line of atheist deathbed conversion Bibles. No more worries of loved ones meeting their resolution without absolution. Now you too can force your faith on the weak and helpless in their final moments. Father Flanagan's line of atheist deathbed conversion Bibles are designed specifically for the weak and infirmed. Extra large type for failing eyes seeing their last. Deluxe editions come complete with a post-mortem Mother Teresa would have approved baptismal kit. Also available in heathen and heretic versions. Father Flanagan's line of atheist deathbed conversion Bibles. Coming to a Walmart near you. Bernie Sanders, according to NeuroGeezer, Bernie Sanders may have been our last chance to stop the oligarchs. I agree. May have been. And Debbie Wasserman Schultz, if you're watching, it's her fault and the Democratic convention, the Democratic Party leadership who robbed Bernie Sanders and the rest of us of our freedoms. We lost because of them. Absolutely.
I'm so conflicted about Bernie. I do like Bernie. I think that he has, I don't even know how I'm saying this. I do think that he has a big heart. Unfortunately, I do think he still is a staunch supporter of Israel. Oh, and that, it's like he does all the things right, but he still has like this sliver where he wants to hold on to protecting Israel, which makes me sad, but I still think he's far better than a lot of the people we got, honestly. So, I mean, well, it is what it is. I don't have much of a choice. I just wish that he would pick a side. Well, I'm with you. I think these guys are taking money from Israel and they're not speaking out about what's going on in Gaza. They're not calling Israel out about it and those sorts of things. But
But the things about them, I don't know. I mean, what is now Bernie Sanders? That's my thinking. You can speak out against. I don't know. It's just sometimes the way it's phrased, it's like he's supposed to want the destruction of Israel.
Who wants them to? Who wants that? Democrats.
Whenever you say it, whenever you say it the way you say it, like. And
I said it in a way that made you think
How did you say it about him and Israel? Because what do you expect him to do about Israel? I expect him to speak out about what's going on in Gaza, and I'm disappointed he's not.
Yes.
But I don't expect him to be fully against Israel and want it to be destroyed and replaced with a Palestinian state.
I don't think he should either, but
okay. I just wanted to find out where the line. Not that I'm judging you, because you know more about the area than I do.
I'm just surprised that you would think I don't think I've ever said that. I thought I've actually even said that Israel exists, so there's not much that we can do about that. I just think that Israel needs to stop what they're doing. I mean, that's it. Just maybe go back to the Accords, go back to, I don't know, 1948, 68, whatever and just stop occupying Gaza. I just don't like that he won't call it a genocide. I just think that's weird. He says it's horrible. He says it's tragic. He says 60,000 people are, he says all the right stuff, but he's like, genocide is a legal term. I don't know. I just find that strange. It's like the last little holdout, little sliver that he has. And I don't understand why he won't say that word.
How much
that's my hang up with Bernie Sanders.
How much does he get from AIPAC?
I don't know. I don't know what he gets. I don't know how much. I don't know if he gets anything. I'm truly not even sure, because this is what I'm saying. He literally is going against AIPAC by saying the stuff he says.
Right.
Because he says more against AIPAC. Well, I don't know if they said specifically AIPAC, but he says more against Israel than some of the Dems will even say. Like possibly even more than AOC will even say. Yeah. That's why I'm like, so what is your fear? Like, is there a fear? Is there like a true fear that he has that there could be repercussions, or he just really doesn't feel like he just it's not a genocide, point blank. Yeah. I just want to know, like, what's the truth?
Right. Well, one of the things I noticed, and this is kind of getting me, is that you'll see in the news, it'll often say people are starving in genocide or in Gaza. Gaza, people starving. Look at this, another man starved to death. But the headlines don't read Israel starving people in Gaza. They don't lay it on Israel. You know what I mean? They don't call it out. And that's kind of the thing. Yeah.
That's basically what I'm saying. Like they're saying it, but they won't say the whole truth. And that's as somebody, again, I told y'all before, just as living a lie, just always lying. Now lies just frustrate me beyond belief, because I want straight shooters. I'm so tired of I can deal with the truth. Like, honestly, I can deal with the truth, because then my mind goes, okay, now I understand. But otherwise I'm sitting in, I don't know why I do that. I ruminate, like, why? Girl, you gotta stop wondering why. It is what it is. They're doing what they do. But I can't help but wonder.
The Conservative Party is literally the parties of lies and projection and hurting people. And for some reason, I know the reason, really, but the religion of love is just lapping up all that hate and hurt.
It's so antithetical to what they claim to be.
Absolutely. Good morning, Muttley. Good afternoon, Muttley. How are you doing? I hope it's afternoon. Tamunjun Jag, solution, 2 states, enforced peace. I wish they'd get on with that business. Yeah. And, Canada said, hey, we're going to recognize Gaza as a state. And the United States is like, hey, that's going to make it hard. They don't want that. What the hell?
The fact that Trump is even making his decisions based on Canada's decision for their country in regards to Palestine, in a business decision between us and Canada, that he would try to punish us or punish Canada because they're like, that just goes to show you what kind of businessman he is. because he's not doing it with the rationale of like, oh, this is a better business deal for us or not. He's just doing it to punish somebody. So he's he's weaponizing us against other countries.
Yeah, he is the biggest terrorist in the entire world. Donald Trump is literally a terrorist. He uses threats, intimidation, power, and force to get his way politically. That's the definition of terrorism. And Donald Trump is on the world stage swinging a club every day.
Every damn day, this man, he can't help but to put his foot in his mouth because he doesn't know what he says. And that's another thing about lying. I lived that life. I'm not saying like I lied about like huge things, but when you can't tell your parents that you were talking to your friends at school and like you just start to like find little ways to
lie.
Yeah, like white lies, and you don't tell the whole truth. You just tell the partial truth about your day at school. And that's like that continued into my freaking 30s, whatever. And now I'm like, oh, it was so tiring. I feel like Trump he has to wake up every morning going, what did I say? What did I say yesterday? Does he even remember? Does he even know the things? And it's not like you and me just talking in the privacy of our own home. He's saying it to millions of people on news.
I don't know. We've seen him literally talk, walk out one door and go, don't wear red hats, and then go turn around and go, listen, people, I want you to wear red hats. I mean,
just as contradictory as the day is long.
I mean, and have you seen the recent now, one of the bigger scandals is him being caught cheating at golf.
Oh, yeah, I saw that. I saw the fucking ball getting thrown
and apparently that's happened often. There's lots of footage of different caddies doing this. I want to mention, and I don't know what it is, but you know how we feel about Donald Trump and racism and all this business. And how Donald Trump, how I feel Donald Trump sees the races. And the two times I've seen it on the news where a caddy dropped the ball, it was a black man. It was a black caddy. He had a black caddy. Then there may not be a thing. He may not choose that. It may not be it may be the same guy. I don't know. But
is it accidental or is that intentional?
Do you remember, like in the old South, they used to have the yard furnitures or yard things that were like little jockeys and little caddies?
Oh yeah.
That were all black.
Yes.
They were black. That's kind of a thing. That's where I get that. That's what I see whenever I see that.
Well, I thought that some of that was actually intentional for like the Underground Railroad. Am I wrong or no? Maybe I'm wrong. I might be thinking of something different. The light holders, like the little lawn thingies.
Oh yeah. We're talking about different things.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. My bad.
Yeah,
my bad.
They may have been for that. I'm talking about like the what do they call them? The old Southern Democrats and stuff like that. The racist white people down in the South in the 50s, 60s, and 70s of the last century who still had these jockeys and stuff out in their yard, often painted like the black face.
Stores dedicated, like antique stores that have like sections dedicated to all like that kind of. I can't remember what it would be called, but it's racist paraphernalia. Yeah,
racist
salt shakers and pictures and all kinds of stuff. Dixiecrats. That kind of sounds better. Dixiecrats.
That's exactly right. Good call. Dixiecrats. Yeah, there used to be this notion of the Democrats of the South, right? But they were just right-wing trash, just like they are now. It's just the title changed. The name changed.
Yeah, true. Oh, help us. Where's Jesus when you need him?
Where is Jesus? Well, he's probably in a concentration camp somewhere, been sent to El Salvador.
Oh, frick.
Brother Lone Wolf says, it makes me so very proud to say that I gave Jesus and the Bible the boot years ago. Good morning, Brother Lone Wolf. Good for that. Good for you. Thank you for joining us. Welcome to the damnation.
Good for you. Smart man.
Smart man. Jesus has been very busy. Yes, he has. Lots of people to kill. Lots of people killed over the past 2,000 years in the name of Jesus. I'm kind of in the middle of this. I'm working on this project. It's a video, and it's actually Atheist destroys the 10 Commandments.
Ooh.
Yeah. I mean, I know Chris Hitchens did it a long time ago, and I'm not going to go watch his. I actually think his was pretty weak. He was like drunk.
I don't even know if I saw that.
And if you go watch it, it's like they just walked him in the room like, hey, man, I know you're here. What do you think? Could you just like give us your best 10 commandments of what you think would be best? And he hit him off, whatever the alcohol would let him hit off. I think he could have done better.
Oh, what he thought the 10, what would be a good. Oh, yeah. God, yeah. Oh, God. Atheists could come up with some better 10 commandments. Absolutely.
So much better. And there's some of them that sound good until you know really what they're about. Like the whole thou shalt not commit adultery. That's not about the sanctity of marriage. That's about property. That's about a man not having sex with another man's property, or a woman who is a man's property having sex with someone who's not that man. That's what that's all about. It's not about marital fidelity or none of that business.
No. I mean, because men could just, back in the day, they could just like, boop, I want a divorce.
Well, that, but also back in the day when this was written, and the people who were the heroes of the Bible, they had multiple wives, they had concubines, they sexed their slaves. There was the notion of adultery was really just about doing another man's wife.
And I don't understand how people don't discuss that more when it comes to the sanctity of marriage that we know it today. Well, we have examples of the Bible where men had multiple wives, yet that was okay. But you say now it's not okay. Who are you to change what obviously God was permitting back in the day? Not that I want polygamy or anything like that, but just find that curious that you don't use that as an example of a healthy, happy, godly marriage.
I wonder where in the Bible it actually tells them to only have one wife. I wonder where that comes from.
I don't know if it does say that explicitly. I feel like they only use Moses as an example because he might talk about marriage, and I think he was the one who created divorce. But not sure.
Doug M. Good morning, Doug M. A new face in the chat says, "Stop lying about Bernie. He is not a supporter of Israel."
First, Doug. Good morning.
Chill your heels.
Good morning to you, but I would like to correct you. I did not say that he's a supporter, and if I did say supporter, I just don't understand how he won't just, he says most of the other things. I'm just not understanding why genocide is like his hard stop. That's all. I find that curious, and I wonder, is he worried about his health? Is there threats against them? Like, does he is that like the final step that he know would maybe be like too far and he would lose support? That's all. I'm just curious. My little pea brain doesn't understand that. Like, do you get why I don't understand?
And see, that's something that's going on. It's not just us. There are other nations. There are lots and lots of people calling out Israel for what's going on in Gaza now.
I mean, country after country are finally, like, I'm really sad that it's taken this long, but I'm not going to be mad. I'm fucking thankfully do it, say it.
Well, here's the thing, which kind of makes me a little curious. I got a little thing here from the internet. You know how the internet is. So don't listen to me, my friends. Go look this up on your own. According to Open Secrets, during the 2019 to 2024 election cycle, Sanders received just 0.26 of his campaign funds from all PAC sources, totaling $94,000. Okay. So almost $100,000 from all PAC sources. Now, the second line is, there is no listing of any contribution from pro-Israel AIPAC PACs for Bernie Sanders in that time. So he did get money from PACs, just not Israeli PACs.
Well, they all do that.
Okay, then Bernie Sanders, if you're watching, why then will you still not call it a genocide?
I mean, like I said, I didn't know if he did or not. I think that's great that he hasn't.
Yeah.
I do. And maybe that does
No, you
come
didn't say
down
that.
to his personal, like maybe that comes down to because he is Jewish, and maybe that is just his like his fear of something happening to more Jewish people because of it. Like, you know, speculation. What's the purpose of speculation? I just find it curious. But anyway.
Yeah, I really don't know. I don't know his position on it. I haven't been keeping up with it, you know.
Maybe, I mean, you know, I think at some point we're going to learn a lot from people when they finally start, when the tides eventually turn and people finally, oh, okay, we have to draw the line in the sand here. But yes, Neuro, I do know that. I did see that he's actually been doing that for a while, which is why I said I do like Bernie. I just don't, I find that I just find that very, you know, strange. But, and then, you know, the I don't know if you watch Breaking Points. I like Breaking Points. It's like one of those younger, what would you call it? Commentary, editorial type shows. I don't know what you call that. Newsy shows where they do stuff. And they were talking about Bernie Sanders' resolution to stop sending money, or I think also because some people have tried to put forward, well, let's just stop sending money for the offense, but we can still send the money for defense. Like they're separating them when they come in. Oh, this goes for the offense and this goes for the defense. Like, give me a freaking break. But one of the, what is she? Was she a senator? I can't remember her name. But a woman went on there and she was interviewing, and she's like an AIPAC person. And they were asking her, like, will you vote to stop arming Israel? Will you at least do that? Like, can you at least draw the line in the sand and do that? Because, you know, we're all shaken. We're watching this live stream. We're shaken. This is really hurting us seeing this happen. Like, we can put an end to it. And she kind of hemmed and hawed and said she would think about it. She would think about it. And then when the opportunity just came up to vote on Bernie's resolution, she went to Stephen Colbert's show, and she didn't even show up to vote no or whatnot, to show where she stood. And she got tore up. From what I can see from other people talking about this Breaking Points interview, she's getting tore up in the press for that.
Yeah. You know, this whole thing with, I mean, damn. Why are we giving them? I've been saying this for a while. Are we giving them money to begin with for a long time? Why are we? They have things we don't have. They have universal health care. We don't have that. We're giving them money for things we don't have. And one of the things that confuses me about your typical MAGA Christian is they really hate Jews, but they love Israel for some reason. And I don't understand why that is. Does anybody out there get why that is? I mean, they're always hating on the Jews, but they love Israel.
That's that philo-Semitism. They see Jews as pawns. They believe that Jews will be will play an important role in their end times eschatology, and that they're either, you know, and again, it depends on which flavor of Christianity you are. The Jewish people will either be forced before Jesus comes, like once they force them to convert, then Jesus is going to be like, thank God you did the work for me. Or Armageddon comes, and then there's the forced conversion of Jewish people. So in my mind, the only reason I can see that these Christians, these Zionists, care about Jewish people is because they want to move them around as pawns on their chessboard. And they don't care about the casualties. Yeah.
Although there is certainly that. Of course, I'm speaking generally redneck MAGA kind of person who doesn't really know all the intricacies of what
they
you're
just
talking
hate.
about.
But you're right. They don't get it. They just hate.
Well, here's my, if I may, my notion is that over in Israel, Israelis, as far as we know, are white.
A large portion.
And the people they're unaliving, the ones they're deleting, are not. And I think for some, that alone is a good enough reason to support what Israel is doing.
I agree with you.
You know,
I mean, I agree that's what they. I don't agree with that. Sorry.
Brent A says Christian Zionists are anti-Semitic in the term that we know. Yeah, I actually agree. I'm not I'm not anti-Jewish individual or anti-Israelite or any of that business. I'm anti-Israelite or Israeli MAGA. Because that's what it is. It's the MAGA it's a right-wing authoritarian party of, it's the same. This is another example of why these political parties should never have power. They should never, ever be in control, ever. Every time they do, look at what we get.
And that's some scary people to live next to. Like, you know how in this country we have sundown towns, and like it's dangerous for a Black person or person of color to go into that town like at night, just because it's not a good look. They see you out there alone and they'll take advantage of you. I just kind of see that same, not exactly, but those kind of people in Israel. And I would just be terrified to live next to people who just, and they're being armed by us. The fact that we're sending arms over there to give to the civilians. I don't know.
Just part of my thing here, where I was asking, what I wanted to know was what he has said about Israel. And it kind of boils down to what Bernie Sanders just because I'm a Bernie fan, really. I want to know myself. I want to know. So far, I'm happy with what I found. I mean, with the one exception. But so again,
I don't think he likes Netanyahu.
No. What he said is he's condemned Israel's military strategy as brutal. He is accused Prime Minister Netanyahu of enabling starvation. Not causing it, it doesn't say, but enabling starvation. I don't know if he's mincing words or not.
Yeah,
but calling the situation an he actually called it an extermination of Gaza in a July 2025 statement just this month. In December 2023, he introduced a Senate resolution requesting an investigation into crimes against humanity under the Foreign Assistance Act, which would freeze U.S. military assistance if Israel was found in violation. He has brought forward resolutions to halt U.S. weapon sales to Israel, explicitly citing moral and legal concerns over civilian suffering in Gaza. So, yeah, it's like with the exception of that one thing being, now, there is a thing where it says, summary as far as calling it genocide, there's something about it being, like you said, a legal term. And I don't know why he would shy away from that, but says prefers legal precision before using the term. At what point do you get that? Who's the person who goes, okay, it's who's the person that makes that decision? They need to be raising that flag.
Well, I believe there are, I know that because I've seen there are educators and I'm sorry, I'm not good with the language, but people who specifically study that kind of thing who have spoken out, even just recently, which I wish it was sooner, but even just recently, like, I hate to do this. I don't want to say it, but Israel's committing a genocide. So even people within Israel who live over there, who really are in a dangerous position to speak up. You know what I'm saying? They're risking their life to say this stuff. I'm glad they are, thankfully. But so if people from the inside are saying it, what's stopping us from saying it? And if people had just listened to Bernie, if people had just signed these resolutions or whatnot back in 2023 or whenever, we probably wouldn't even be here. Maybe they might have stopped sending arms or something.
In 2015, we had such a, whenever the little bird landed on Bernie's podium.
Oh, yeah.
As he was running, they had so much momentum, just like Kamala Harris had back during this election. And it was whenever Debbie Wasserman Schultz, the DNC, chose Hillary Clinton and the old guard over Bernie Sanders and the progressive movement, they deflated everything. All the little, it was just the entire party wasn't coming back. I blame them for a lot of this. And, I just think I don't know. I don't want to blame Hillary. She was doing what she was doing, it's the Debbie Wasserman Schultz and then people who went over the people's voices and chose Hillary Clinton.
Yeah. I want them to listen to us.
Yeah.
I think that we would have a better chance at winning if they would listen to the people who were doing the voting.
That's right. And you know, like if he had been president instead of Donald Trump, I suspect he would have certainly, based on his record, addressed the money we send to Israel, which is probably the reason why Israel may have been behind the DNC financially and trying to keep him from being the nominee.
There's probably information on it, on them trying to stop Bernie from getting elected. I mean, they throw tons of money into getting those elected who are going to be their mouthpiece.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I'm going to go. I'm going to go ahead and run our goat scented flesh candles commercial, and then whenever we get back, we're going to go ahead and do our Theocracy Watch. Also, friends, just know we do have another parody commercial that I'll run again before we leave the show, before we end the show. So if you haven't seen it yet, it's for Father Flanagan's, something from Father Flanagan's. You'll see it here in a little bit. But right now, we're going to go do the goat flesh candles. We'll be back.
Have you sinned again? Oh, and it's bad this time. A chicken just won't do. But wait, you don't have a goat for your burnt offering. Oh no, the Lord's wrath is upon you.
Insignificant person whose name I don't know, you have sinned. Probably. I shall smite thee.
What do you do? You're all out of goats. She left you for another man.
Fear not, my wayward child. Introducing Father Flanagan's line of goat-scented flesh candles.
No goat? No problem. Just light one of these bad boys and let the sweet, savory scent of burning built flesh rise up to the heavens.
Is that goat?
It's easy, it's fast, and deluxe models even have patented technology that produces a goat screaming sound as the wick burns.
Father Flanagan's line of goat-scented candles. Save a goat, burn a candle.
Father Flanagan's line of goat-scented flesh candles are part of our You Do You Jew interfaith outreach program.
When you sinned and need to atone, light a candle and avoid the stone. When the Lord requires that pungent smell, light a candle or you're going to hell.
All right, and we are back. Now, here's the deal. This is kind of an argument I see, and this is kind of a point I bring sometimes. And this is from I Am God. I Am God says this is not true. Israel needs protecting from Islam, and so does the rest of the world. I think to certain degrees, that's probably true. I think, though, really, I believe, if you want to know what I believe the Islamic violence put out against Israel and Israelites and Jews over the past century has been less to do with because their faith told them to originally, and more to do with what the Jews or those Jews had done to them. You know, so in other words, if they would stop, I just don't think it would continue. I think they need to continue. They need to stop. But right now, that's the whole deal. Right now, Israel is not defending itself against Muslims. Right now, Israel is starving children by the thousands. Israel is shooting people who are lining up in food lines. That's what happens. That needs to stop. That's what whenever Ryan was talking about Bernie giving, and I don't even know if it was Bernie or who it was, but somebody, certainly the Democrats like to think this, give money for defense but not offense. Well, there is a difference, because in Israel they do have specific defensive weapons, David's sling and all these other things that are not offensive weapons that they don't normally use against other people. So they could be funded to help defend themselves. But we've been giving them offensive money. We would just give them money. And we've been watching and silencing people who speak out whenever they're literally doing these atrocities. Now, I'm an atheist, and I am absolutely against Islam. And I'm one of those who, one of my first arguments is, yes, the Jews, the Islam calls for the destruction of Jews or Israel. Jews, I think, or something like that. But, you know, I'm not really one that's qualified to speak about that. And I'd need to get a Muslim on here to learn more about it. But like I said, I personally feel, especially after the conversations I've had with other people like Dr. Kip and all those people, not that he influenced what I'm about to say, but you know what I mean, that within the last 100 years, the reason why anybody in the Islamic world has a problem with Israel is because of their geopolitical actions, not because their God tells them to. So oftentimes if you will, good Muslims, pardon me for splitting hairs on that, will say things like, Muhammad talked about, there was talks about how he helped his Jewish neighbor carry out his trash and all these things whenever he was sick, because they give examples of him being kind to Jewish people. Now I'm one of those. I'm an atheist. I'm going to bring at you I'm going to be ugly. I'm going to bring everything. Didn't Muhammad personally behead between 600 and 900 unarmed prisoners of war? Yes, he did. I'm going to go all in. But whenever it comes to what's going on now, right now, I just don't think that people can lay it all on Islam like they do.
Well, there's so much there, I'd like to say.
Right. It's a knot to untie. Go ahead.
Well, first, it feels a little contradictory to me to say that Israel is all like Jewish people, because it isn't. But that assumption is that it is all Jewish people, and Jewish people should be afraid of people who, whatever, Islam, I guess.
Muslims,
Muslims is probably a better word for it. So which is it? Or is it filled with all Jews, or is it a mixed nation of people? And then secondly, I don't study all of the literature that has come out of like Jewish thoughts. That's like schooling, you know what I'm saying? Like that's, so I can't do all that. But what I would like you to consider is that you are only taking a portion of Jewish literature. There's tons of literature from those thoughts that are quite derogatory towards Goyim, towards Arabs. I mean, it says some disgusting stuff, but I don't hold that. I don't take that literature and say, well, that's all Jewish people. All Jewish people hate Gentiles. That's anti-Semitic. And what I feel is, though you might not realize it, but the things that you're saying are Islamophobic. And neither are good. Like, even if you don't like Islam, neither are good. I don't like Islam, but I'm not Islamophobic. And I feel like that's what God is saying. What he's saying is sounds to me Islamophobic.
Yeah, I agree. Here's my notion on some of that. We've talked about this before on the channel. The closer somebody is to their religion, to their faith, the more fundamentalist they are, the more violent they become. And we've seen things where they line people up and cut their heads off. And we've seen the text, the scriptures that they use to defend those actions. Now, I don't actually like the word Islamophobia. And here's why. Because a phobia is an exaggerated emotional response to something that's not really as threatening as you think it is. But that's not what the case is with Islam. Islam is indeed very dangerous. If you were to walk down the street in Mecca topless, you would not make it alive down to the Kaaba. You would not make it to the Kaaba alive. Either someone would remove you and protect you, or Muslims would kill you. We here, where we were streaming to Muslim atheist conversion chats on this show, and the administrators of those Facebook channels started getting death threats. A phobia, I don't think Islamophobia, but that's the whole deal. I'm not really trying to defend Islam. That's why I'm trying to say I'm a person who, I am openly what you would call an Islamophobe. I'm not an Islamophobe. I'm against them. I don't believe in Islam, but I don't believe I have an unrealistic fear of them. See?
That's a lot for me to take in right now. And I feel
really
like I might need to table this, because that is
well, if you don't mind, what did I say was wrong? Was I wrong about what I said?
No. You can feel how you want to feel.
No. I was talking about literally. Literally, if you did what I said.
I don't.
Yeah.
This is hard.
It is hard.
Because I feel like people will look at me and think that I'm Islamophobic because of the things that you say. And I'm not. And I want to make that abundantly clear.
Oh, yeah, you can make that. Yes.
And I don't, and that's difficult because I don't know if I want to, gosh, I don't know.
Well, it's not something we generally talk about. This is where the cult
kicks in and I feel really confused on the appropriate thing for me to, so I can sleep at night. Like, does that make sense?
Yes.
Because I love you, I care about you, and I never want to take away anybody's feelings. You're allowed to feel how you feel because we all have different experiences. But for my, I just see things differently, and I don't want. Could we table this? Because
we actually, if this is perfect. This is actually worked around to a perfection here, if you don't mind. Okay. I kind of went hard. I remember I told you before, I always go hard on the Islam. I always go hard.
I know you do.
But that actually kind of comes back because we're not talking about Islam. We're talking about Israel. And so I am sitting here defending Gazans who I believe to be on the majority Muslims. So I'm the atheist who admittedly is very against their faith and the things that it teaches, but I'm a humanist going, oh my God, we cannot let this happen to these people. And so whenever I'm the one sitting here defending them, that tells you, it's kind of real. You know,
I know that's why I know I know your
heart. So that's why I'm bringing it back.
I know your heart, but you have to understand, I don't ever want this clipped, and I don't want my face to be put in part of a history that says, like, you know, when all this comes to accountability, I just don't want that.
Well, I understand.
That's all. That's all.
We'll take. That is something I'm perfectly willing to take all on my own.
I know.
That's also, you know, we don't normally even talk about that, and because of the short amount of time we're talking about it, it's all condensed into this ridiculous. Even you said it. This is way complicated, and it's all condensed down to this ridiculous, all of them speech. And I don't mean that. You don't mean that. Nobody means that. We're really talking about what's going on with Israel, the MAGA people, Zionist people in Israel. And again, bringing it back to that, that's kind of the thing. Anytime you speak about Israel and protecting the people of Gaza, regardless of their faith, you're considered an anti-Zionist or you're considered an anti-Semite, and they give you shit for it.
Yeah.
So yes.
I just, like when it comes to like a chronological order of things, I'm not like, I definitely am not saying that I think that Muslims, the religion, Islam, there you go. That's the word, Islam, is always a religion of peace. Like, obviously, like, duh. Right. But historically, if you looked at when Israel started and whenever, like, all of this has like been spurred on, in my opinion.
That's really where I started that.
Yeah, like it has made Christianity worse. It has made some parts of Zionism worse. Yeah, like it's just they're reflecting back against each other, and I don't know.
Well, see, that's kind of, again, to bring it here I am going to go again. I am going to defend Islam.
Twitter.
I know. I'm going to do a thing. We'll run a commercial. I'm going to run our new commercial. I'm going to defend Islam, though, again, and say that, just like I said when I started open my little diatribe, part of the reason why I went so hard was because I was trying to say that I don't think the reason why Israel needs defense is because of the Islamic religion. I don't think it's that. I don't think that's it. It's because of the actions of Israel throughout history, just like you just said. That's kind of where it brings us all back to. Okay, I'm going to run this new commercial for people. For those who haven't seen it, and then we'll be back and we'll do. We didn't even do Theocracy Watch, did we?
Oh shit! No, we did.
We've been so wrapped up. Yes.
No, we didn't realize. Shit.
Yeah. All right, so here we go. Do you have an atheist friend or family member who's a good person and you don't want to see them end up in hell? But now they're on their deathbed. Time is running out. They've been there for you and now you want to be there for them. But how can you save them from your all-loving, forgiving God and its eternal lake of fire? Well, fear not, my wayward child. Introducing Father Flanagan's line of atheist deathbed conversion Bibles. No more worries of loved ones meeting their resolution without absolution. Now you too can force your faith on the weak and helpless in their final moments. Father Flanagan's line of Atheist Deathbed Conversion Bibles are designed specifically for the weak and infirmed. Extra large type for failing eyes, seeing their last. Deluxe editions come complete with a post-mortem Mother Teresa would have approved baptismal kit. Also available in heathen and heretic versions. Father Flanagan's line of Atheist Deathbed Conversion Bibles. Coming to a Walmart near you. All right, I am back. She is getting water. She'll be back. Let me pull her down here. Boop, boop. She'll be back in just a second. I'm making myself a note here. Boom, ba-dum, ba-bum. And now, guys, Jessie Bear is doing a thing. Give butter for the tools for tomorrow. It's for kids and for helping them. So there's links. She's been dropping. I'm going to drop one here again in a minute. Let me go. There we go. Let me just make a note here, and we're like 1:15 into it. Boom, 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 boom. Thereabouts. Awesome sauce. Let me go back over here. Okay, so Guitar Dog. Oh, you like the new commercial, Allie Bree? Good morning, Allie Bree. I haven't seen you around in a while. Philip Lister, good morning. Yeah, I got a new one. I got other things in the works. I've been trying to focus on those things. There we go. And I enjoyed it. It was fun. I just cranked that one out pretty quickly yesterday. We've been threatening to do it for a while now. And there she is, almost back. So I'm glad you guys enjoyed that new commercial. Here we go. I'm going to pull you back up on the screen with your fancy outfit.
I was hurrying.
There we go. And now what I'm going to do is I am going to run our Theocracy Watch thing, and we are going to get some news on the crazy Christian crap that's going on in our country.
You're tuned into the Atheist Morning Show on the DAM Network. And this is Theocracy Watch. In a state where the sanctity of life is trumpeted from every corner, the reality on the ground is anything but sacred. Welcome back to Theocracy Watch, where we peel back the layers of legislation and delve into the murky waters of faith-infused politics. Let's talk about Texas Representative Giovanni Capriglione, who has crafted an image as a staunch advocate for family values and a protector of life from conception. He's been cosplaying as a defender of life. But when you peel back that shiny facade, you'll find a narrative riddled with contradictions. Recently, a former exotic dancer, Alex Grace, said she had a 17-year-long affair with Capriglione starting when she was just 18 years old. And she alleges he paid for multiple abortions to keep their affair under wraps. That is the same Capriglione who authored Texas's 2021 trigger ban, criminalizing abortion with life in prison sentences and backed laws making it illegal to help someone get one. While others face criminal charges for trying to save a friend, he was writing purity laws between hotel visits. Capriglione is a married father of 3 who built his entire political brand on Christian moral superiority, shaming sexual immorality in public while sneaking around with burner emails and stashing cash behind dumpsters. He's admitted to the affair but denies funding abortions and now threatens lawsuits against anyone who questions his version of the truth. Meanwhile, Texans bleed under laws he helped write. Since the trigger ban took effect, pregnancy-related deaths in Texas have surged by nearly 40%, with the highest rates among Black, rural, and low-income patients. In 2022 alone, more than 50 women almost died because doctors delayed or denied miscarriage care out of fear of prosecution. Hospitals are turning away patients. Rape victims are being forced into childbirth. This goes far beyond collateral damage. It's institutionalized cruelty. He helped build a world where Christian dogma writes the rules, women pay the price, and lawmakers like him walk away clean. Self-anointed prophets like Capriglione don't care who dies, so as long as the scripture keeps them in power. He thrived on the suffering he legislated from the pulpit, untouched by the blood on his own hands. While he buries the truth, families bury the dead. Continue to raise alarms and contact your legislators. Until next time, stay curious.
You know, every time I've been going back and I've been posting these Theocracy Watches. You know, like this morning I got together and I edited 5 together and I dropped it over on the other channel. And every time when you're done speaking, I come back on the deal and I'm like, oh my God, can you?
There's nothing to say. You just like gobsmacked.
Every freaking
Another lawmaker embroiled in a scandal. I'm so shocked.
Right. Another Christian conservative lawmaker trying to impose his theology upon the rest of us, embroiled in a sexually related scandal. That's crazy. I never would have thought about that. That's
I don't believe
who'd have thunk it.
Right? No, but the fact that he's been paying for abortions for years. Well, number one, how many abortions has he paid for? Because I can't believe that she's the only person.
Right. I mean,
frankly,
damn it. Yes.
I mean, he's doing it for her. I would think he's probably doing it for others as well.
Yeah, he needs to put a wrapper on that thing. He really does. He needs a Father Flanagan's Pharaoh sombrero condom is what he needs.
He must not like wrapping it up, I guess.
I don't know. His pullout game is weak.
Yeah, he is not like, he is like Onan. He's going to go down for his mess.
Right. Trina, Creative Chaos, says that man is sick. It's odd, though, isn't it? It's odd, the sheer number of conservative Christian politicians and sheriffs and stuff. I'm not talking even about the religious leaders. I'm just talking about the politicians and public office people who do things like that, who are against gay people, vote completely against gay people, then come out to find out they're in the closet gay, or any of that other business. Or who are against abortion and yet who are having abortions, or who are staunchly against child SA material. Yeah, they get caught with child SA material. We've been seeing like 2 or 3 different ones just the last couple of weeks.
Yes.
You know, what is it about these people? And, you know, I've got another thing. It's kind of gotten me thinking, how long is it going to be and how many of them are going to get arrested and shamed and brought in? How many of them? Now, you got 2 ways to go: before they change their ways or before they make it no longer illegal. Isn't that weird?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, so Texas, well, the South, really, basically, but Texas, I think, has been the forerunner. They've been a leader in this motion to alienate women from their ability to make decisions about their bodies. People like him have been a staunch supporter of it. And I almost said other countries, other states are looking at men like him as inspiration. So he's fueling with what the laws that he's writing. He is fueling other states to try to follow quickly behind. And he's actually a disgusting, deplorable human being. And it's not even about like, okay, so his mistress got an abortion. I don't care what you do in your private life. But you would have happily, well, you did actually let women die because they couldn't get the health care they needed. And it wasn't just because they didn't want a baby. Right. They couldn't have the baby. You know, there's probably complications that went to their death that they couldn't get taken care of because their health was not important. Yeah.
Yeah. They're women.
How are his constituents like not beating his ass?
Yeah. Well, I don't know. There's got to be a lot of corruption over there. Texas was kind of going purple. You know, they were kind of going a little more purple than that red. And I mean, it's just shame to see all of these right-wing. I don't know how he's still in office. Oh, because my goodness.
For me, if I was that staunch, rigid Christian who really believed that, like lived that life, then he would have to go.
Right.
Because he's just proven himself to be, you know, exactly the person I wouldn't want to be portrayed as, but maybe they don't care because it's all about the power.
If there's a way to go, a good way, a right way, an honest way to go, they're not going to go that way. I don't know what it is about these people. It's just staggering. It's not just being about the Christian, though. It's you know what I mean? You know me.
No, I know.
It's a religio-political view that these people, I don't know, there's corruption, of course, over in Texas. Oh, man, it's just so shameful, you know?
Yeah, it's just bottom of the barrel people have somehow gotten power. And voting, like whoever voted for him, you should feel embarrassed. I hope it moves you and motivates you to do better with yourself. Choose better. Like maybe you needed to do some more research or something. Because I guarantee, like just like with Trump, when you look at these people, their track record will tell you something. They've already said the quiet part out loud. Like this likely is nothing new for this guy. He's probably been saying things that, you know, the normal person will go, that's not really rational. But Christians, again, because somebody's in power, I'll side with the power.
They do. Yeah.
Vote with your heart.
If there's a boot to be licked.
Yeah.
And see, that's part of what I'm talking about in my script I was talking about this morning. Christianity is built, I mean, it is an authoritarian religion. All of them are. The Abrahamic religions are all authoritarian. There's only one God. He's the boss, right? There's no debate. There's no democracy. He makes the rules and you follow the rules or you get smited, period. Done. Mm-hmm. And so this actually works out perfectly for them. They want this kind of thing, this single leader. You know what? We missed a super chat earlier. I just want to mention, I don't know if you noticed that or not. We did miss a super chat.
Actually, I do think I noticed that just now.
So I'm going to do, what do you get? Thank you, Raven Lunatic, for the $5 super chat. What do you get when you cross an amputee with large insects? Someone who lactose and has tolerance. Lactose intolerance? Lactose intolerance. Thank you for the super chat, Raven. We appreciate you. Yeah, I think it was during whenever we were running the thing earlier. Don't have to be the boss. Oh, God is here and actually is speaking up on the matter. Says, don't worry, I don't have to be the boss. I have many faults. Make your own decisions. At your own peril, though. Make your own decisions at your own peril. That's like God says, give you free will, but damn if you use it. Right?
Yeah, what's the point?
Yes, exactly. I hope you're disgusted with yourself for being such a vile person if you believed in him. If we're talking about Donald Trump, unknown variable, interesting name because they have no scruples and are willing to do and say anything to obtain and stay in power. Very true. Mm-hmm. But part of the deal is how once they get power, you know, they could lead well. They could lead and there's plenty of resources. They could take care of the people. They could feed the people. They could do good. They could be good leaders, but they choose not to. Even while I'm saying once they got the power, what do you do? Once Donald Trump gets the power, they're killing people, whether it's women in hospital parking lots or it's brown people over in Africa who get their fundings cut off through the USAID. You know, doesn't matter who it is. Or whether it's Gazans, because we've been giving money to Israel to go do the thing. Because our MAGA is giving money to their MAGA. Mm-hmm. And then, of course, how do you do that? Really, that's a good question, though. Like we were talking about earlier, give them money for defense and not offense. Well, you couldn't really do that. You'd have to just buy it and give it to them. Because if you give them money for defense, they can just do whatever they want to with it. I don't know how that works. That's
I can't pretend like I know how it works either. But that was my thinking is like, how are somebody standing there watching them like pass out the money or pass out the munitions to say, like, I know that they have there's a specific defense thing that they have, but other than that, how are you determining if it's to go bomb a child or if it's to stop someone from hurt? I don't know.
The more I learn, the more disappointed I get. You know, I used to not know as much as I know, and I don't like that I know what I know.
Can we go back to being ignorant?
Oh my goodness. Well, they're trying. They're trying. You know, we got some super chats here. Raven Lunatic says, I've become for $5, says, I've become addicted to receiving enemas. I've tried everything to stop. I even went to my doctor and he diagnosed me with Asperger's syndrome. You know, that's kind of funny. You've heard about those people who like get coffee enemas. It's a thing, right? And they get the caffeine out of in their butt and it gives them some kind of rush or something. That's weird. Is that not weird? That is weird. Thank you, Raven, for the super chat. I don't
even know what to say about that.
Yes. You know, here's Spork Butt. What a cool name. Spork Butt this morning says, Good morning, Sport, by the way, says, I still wonder how my family voted for Trump. I've realized I have to basically press the reset button on my family's values and take things in a different direction. Thank you for the super chat. You know, I don't even want to call out my own family, but because I haven't really talked to them. I don't know where they stand. I know where I think they stand. Like one of my little brothers, the one I really like and you know, thought was closest to like me in personality and stuff. After the last or during the last campaign when Trump was going against Kamala Harris, he sent me a meme of Kamala Harris serving food to Donald Trump out of McDonald's window.
Oh.
You know, and I was like, oh man, damn it. He didn't mean to send it to me. He was sending it to somebody else, but that makes it even worse.
Right.
Right?
It's like, yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I was like, oh, okay. That doesn't make it better.
I know. Like, oh, damn.
And now my twin brother has shocked me, just shocked me with the changes he's made in his life. We talked recently. I mean, stunned. He quit drinking a year and a half ago. Blew me away. Anyway, he and I were playing a video game together a long time ago, and maybe 8 or 10 years ago, somewhere in there, yeah. And he started going off on the Obama or whoever. He went off on liberal people. And I went off on him because I was like, you know what? It's your conservative. Oh, it was because they hadn't taken money from the government, so they were suffering in Texas, and he was blaming the Democrats because they're suffering in Texas because of this. I'm like, that's bullshit, man. Your conservative politicians refused to take the money that was offered to them. It's their fault. And that was the last argument about politics we've had. It just got ugly from there. So, and that was like 8 or 10 years ago. So really? We don't talk about it. We do not talk about it. And I've got 5 other siblings living, you know, and we don't talk about it. I don't talk about it. We don't talk about it.
Isn't it funny when, like, I have family who I've not talked to because of abortion specifically.
Really?
I this was when I was on like Facebook, and I posted something, and then I got like one of my relatives commenting, and then one of her children like coming to back her up. And I was like, it's kind of weird as this relative of mine, knowing that we have cancer in our family, and there's a possibility that if they got pregnant, they wouldn't be able to get the cancer treatment. And so you would decide that they should die instead of staying alive and then taking care of the children they already have.
Yeah.
So yeah, that, and they blocked me. They deleted me. They came for me. They came for my mom. They were even coming from my cousin I was talking about who survived the cancer and stuff. I was like, who the hell?
You and the horse you rode in on.
Exactly. I was like, hot damn, you are that adamant to force somebody, your own relative, to have a child, knowing that it could be to their demise because of their health condition.
Yeah. Let me, Bree is here. Good morning, Bree. Thank you for joining us. She's really enjoying the cleavage hole you've got going on in there.
The cleavage hole. It was my big idea was that it was going to be like inward.
Yeah. I didn't say a thing.
This material does what it do. So
quiet. Me, Chris, no say nothing. You know, to be honest, I thought it was supposed to be that way.
Well, it is now.
It works. Yeah, it works.
It's gonna be what's gonna be.
It's not graphic or anything, you know. I want to check my poll. 97 votes, man. People are really kind of passionate about that. The question of the day. Wow, this is obviously a biased poll, people. I don't kid myself at all that it's not biased. Okay. The question of the day is Traitor Trump using Christianity to destroy democracy? We have 97 votes. Normally we have like 40 or 50 at this point. 97 votes. 96% of those votes say yes, he is selling out the USA for Christian votes. And how can you argue that? I mean, if you're a person of reason and have any notion of Donald Trump, I wouldn't think you would kid yourself into believing he's an actual Christian of any merit. So why is he turning the government into this Christian playhouse? You know, having them do prayers before the speeches every day and bolstering all these things. The letter he put out, what was it, a memo or whatever, encouraging Christians or encouraging people to discuss their faith at work.
Yeah, right.
He's doing all this just to coddle to the Christians to get their vote whenever he makes it to where he can run for president again.
Mm-hmm. He is a user and abuser, and he's seen his opportunity. He saw his in, because he'd always said he'd run as I think he said he was a Democrat or like Democrats, and that he'd run as a Republican because they believe anything. Like, he even said that before.
Yeah.
So the fact that he is a Republican and is catering to the Christians, I feel like that says all you need to say. He would do anything just to stay in power.
Oh, yeah. Well, yes, it was right. Remember I was talking about Robert Reich?
Yes.
What he was saying was that the conservatives are desperate for this next election, because if this next election happens and they lose power in the Senate and then in Congress, Donald Trump's done.
He'll be a sitting duck.
They will impeach him, remove him. They better, if they have the full power to do all those things. Yeah,
I'm going to be shitting mad. I'm not going to be spitting mad. I'm going to be shitting mad. I'm just going to shit myself.
I remember being pissed off the last time after the last one. Like, you're not prosecuting Donald Trump fast enough. And Donald Trump got wind that they were fixing to start bringing charges against him, and he started his campaign. I mean, what the fuck? Impeached and removed, tried and imprisoned, or whatever the law allows for whatever he's convicted of. If it's found that he committed treason with Russia, whatever the law allows, I'll be glad to videotape it. Mm-hmm. Masturbate to it.
I want him. I honestly, I would. I want him to be caught for every single thing that he's done when it comes to, like, with Russia, you name it. I think that he needs to go down for it. The Epstein stuff.
All of his atrocities.
Yeah, don't let him off on any single thing.
Right. I was saying he had committed atrocities during his last presidency by denying the cooties, by dismantling the CDC, or trying to, by all the things that he did, go around bragging, taking off his mask. How many thousands of people died just from that? Just from his example. And, it didn't even have to be the old person. It could have been the MAGA, grandson out there at the park, and he's all, I ain't going to wear no mask. And he gets the cooties and he takes it to his grandparents' house for Thanksgiving. And that's their last Thanksgiving. How many times did that happen? I
heard several stories about that, sadly.
Yeah. Donald Trump has committed atrocities against mankind. He's one of the worst child sex offenders in American history, allegedly.
I mean, that definitely should be I hope is the biggest thing that he goes down for.
Yeah.
But I do hope the other stuff catches up with him as well.
Yeah. I appreciate that. I really do. I appreciate him. If you had to rank things, if we had to rank things. Right. Now, I'm a person of mixed feelings on that. And here's why. I'll share that with you because we're here. It's just me and you alone. If he's convicted of child SA and all that business, he spends the rest of his life in prison, or should, right? He needs a prison sentence for that. None of this. Anyway, but, oh man, I forgot my point again. Damn it.
I hate when I do that.
Yeah, shit. Where was I going? Do you remember where I go? Were you paying attention that time?
I kind of was. Something about prison, but I don't know. Convicted prison.
Okay, I got you. Okay, all right, here we go. I apologize. Thank you all for being with me. So this is what will happen to him if he's convicted of child SA. And it's shameful. It is horribly shameful. However, what happens to Donald Trump if he's convicted of treason for betraying the United States to America? What's the punishment for that?
What is the punishment?
I think it's one of the highest punishments. In fact, one of the few things that it's up there. It's like is it? Yes, it is. It is. So I'm torn. Part of me goes, I want that.
Because I want that. Right.
It's the word. But there's also part of me that goes, I'm an atheist. That's just an instant out for him. I would very much prefer him to spend several years in prison living in shame. So I think I'd rather go. I would join you in saying that's the one I want him to go down for the most. Only because, in my opinion, I'm going to say the word execution is a release.
Out.
It's a release, yeah.
And then they have a martyr.
And then they have a martyr. That's true. That's true.
I I would love to say that, okay, if he got convicted of all these things, the MAGA would just go, phew. But I don't know that I can say that confidently.
Yeah. Yeah. No, they wouldn't. So, some of them just wouldn't care. Whenever you see some of the things they have said,
They already know.
John Fabiano, thank you for coming back. The Skeptic, John the Skeptic.
John.
I know you don't normally check maybe your Discord very often. Maybe check your Discord.
Yeah, jerk. The fuck?
Today, jerk. Check your Discord. Like on the regular, dude. What the hell?
Got a problem with that?
What kind of Englishman are you? I thought Englishmen did that.
Manners.
Yeah. Jerk.
Impolite.
Yeah, I haven't sent anything yet. I just kind of saw me whenever I was like, hit me whenever. But I'll send you something today. So trip. I check mine all the time.
Oh, Trip.
Vance would be worse. I don't know. It's a tough call, man. Part of me goes, nobody's going to follow Vance. They're not going to follow Vance like they follow Trump. But they're not really following Trump. They're all being controlled by somebody else. Donald Trump is not controlling all these MAGA politicians. And if because you're like, how crazy, how incompetent, how many people have talked about Donald Trump literally being senile, having Alzheimer's and losing his mind. So if people will follow that while he's sitting in a pile of his own shit and stinks and all this other business, they'll follow JD Vance. Oh yeah, I think they will. We'll see it as being ridiculous, I think.
Right. But they just see it as the next guy standing in line that hates the same people that they hate.
Yep. And of course, he's going to be doing all he can to stay in power, everything he can. And the people like Marco Rubio and all those other people, Lindsey Graham, they're all going to be doing everything they can do to stay in power. So they'll rally around him, I have no doubt. Deviant Outcast has given us even more sex. Lots of sex all the time. I'm getting raw here. Says, said it before, you guys, i.e. the U.S., need to accept that you cannot sit back and just wait for the midterms, expecting there to be a fair election or midterm at all. I hate it, but it's true. I know. There's already lots and lots. I was saying it a long time ago. I dropped a video like a month and a half ago, 2 months ago, about said, did Hillary really lose the election? And now there's all kinds of people out there calling for investigations because there's a lot of discrepancies that have been found. I don't think Donald Trump won the election. And I don't think he was shot. I don't think he was shot by an AR bullet in his ear. If you look at his ear now, no, I don't think so.
No. There's
I'm a doubter.
Possibility something ricocheted, but
yeah, I think he probably cut himself when he was down on the ground. If anything, if it wasn't just a little blood pack, then he just, yeah.
I mean, don't places like that bleed a lot?
Bleed a lot. They bleed.
Right?
A lot.
Like cartilage, stuff like
That's
that.
what I've heard.
So, I mean,
What
the tiniest little prick could have caused like all that blood to come. Anyway.
But my understanding is, because we're talking about a round from an AR-15 style weapon hitting your ear, there would have been damage. Yeah, I would have had some significant damage. But these are my thinkings. Yeah, I really don't think that that's my belief. Maybe it's a conspiracy theory, but now we actually have hopefully people trying to push for investigations. But you know who I don't see pushing for investigations? The Democrats.
Not like
I don't see them pushing. Yeah,
where's this guy at? What happened? Where is the man who did this alleged hit? Where is he? Where's his interview? I want to hear like all the ish that went down that day. I want to hear from the men who saw him up there. Oh, right. Yeah, the men who saw him and didn't do anything and said nothing. Like, what the heck?
Yep. There were snipers.
Yeah.
That saw him and didn't shoot him beforehand.
That's weird. Why?
It is weird. So, but now we've talked about, that's a whole different conversation.
I forgot.
He's dead. Yeah, you're wrong. My bad. Well, but was he a patsy?
That's like, it just feels like it was a setup. Like either they knew it was going to happen, or once they saw it happening, they were like, yeah, here's our chance.
Yeah. Remy says, I have an industrial piercing that is a bar through 2 holes at the top of the lobe. It did not bleed much, but it took 1.5 years to heal. So it may be a difficult, But Donald Trump's ear did not have that problem.
Yeah, same with this one.
Yeah.
Took forever to heal.
He also seems to have no scarring, oddly, from that. Why is that, I wonder? Hitler and Stalin used
Christian from a piercing, so I don't understand how he doesn't have a scar.
Right. Show Don't Be Daft, Chris. Patsy is a girl's name.
Muttley.
You English people. Hey, the English people invented the language. I guess I got to respect their rules. What I'm going to do is I'm going to run our little commercial one last time. Our new parody commercial. If you're new, hey guys, we got a new product from Father Flanagan's. Ooh, so I'm going to run that, Ryan, and we'll go ahead and let you go. Well, I guess let me
no checks.
I got to make you suffer through the super chats.
Oh, right.
Yes, I do. Deviant Outcast for 100 secs says literally everything about Trump screams sexually abusive. Law enforcement not investigating him is them looking for the guy drenched in blood next to the dead body going, no, very true. Yeah, he's like Pam Bondi. We've mentioned this before. The prosecutor in his case bought out. Yep. Raven Lunatic for $5 says, what do you get when you cross an amputee with large insects? Someone who has lactose and intolerant insects. Thank you for the $5 super chat. Do better, Raven. Okay, Raven did another one. I missed this one.
Oh, did we miss another one?
No, I didn't miss this one. I didn't. This one was better, though. I have become addicted to receiving enemas. I have tried everything to stop. I even went to my doctor, and he had diagnosed me with Asperger's syndrome. And see, that's the deal. We got so distracted with talking about people putting coffee up their ass. Because why wouldn't you? You know. Well, I'm tempted to right now. What's that?
I said I think about it every day.
Do you? Yeah. You'd get one of those like bellows, like you'd use in a kind of bellows. Yeah, awesome sauce. Let's see. Spork Butt for $10 says, I still wonder how my family voted for Trump. Oh my goodness, me too, Spork Butt. Thank you for the $10 super chat. I've realized I have to basically press the reset button on my family's values and take things in a different direction. So true. Deviant Outcast for 100 secs said, thank you. I said it before, you guys, i.e. the U.S. needs to accept that you cannot sit back and just wait for the midterms, expecting there to be fair elections or midterms at all. I know they're doing everything they can. We very much appreciate you. Hopefully y'all will give us safe places for us to hide whenever they go on their purge, because we'll be fleeing the country, that sort of thing. Funny. That's all funny. We say it now. Funny. Funny. All right. I appreciate you, Ryan. Thank you for bearing with me today.
Have a good day, guys.
You have a good day. We're going to run this commercial, guys. You have a wonderful day. Check out our new product from Father Flanagan's. Check it out. Do you have an atheist friend or family member who's a good person and you don't want to see them end up in hell? But now they're on their deathbed. Time is running out. They've been there for you, and now you want to be there for them. But how can you save them from your all-loving, forgiving God and its eternal lake of fire? Well, fear not, my wayward child. Introducing Father Flanagan's line of atheist deathbed conversion Bibles. No more worries of loved ones meeting their resolution without absolution. Now you too can flourish your faith on the weak and helpless in their final moments. Father Flanagan's line of atheist deathbed conversion Bibles are designed specifically for the weak and infirmed. Extra large type for failing eyes seeing their last. Deluxe editions come complete with a post-mortem Mother Teresa would have approved baptismal kit. Also available in heathen and heretic versions. Father Flanagan's line of atheist deathbed conversion Bibles. Coming to a Walmart near you. All right, guys, y'all have a wonderful day. We will see you tomorrow. Send safely, my friends. Take care.
Got a house that smells like old cheese and shame. Father Flanagan's flesh candles change the game. Goat-scented thrills for your soul's delight. Light it up baby, make your room right. When you've sinned and need to atone, light a candle and avoid the stone. Smell the goat in a holy zone. Father Flanagan, here to set the tone. Confession booth, busy, no need to stress. Light a candle and forget your mess. Gross odors vanish like sins in the wind. With each wick, guess who's your new best friend? When you've sinned and need to atone, light a candle and avoid the stone. Smell the goat in a holy zone. Father Flanagan, here to set the tone. Lambs and calves may have their day, but goat's the scent that leads the way. Clean your slate with a sniff so pure. Father Flanagan's got the cure. Turn your home into a saintly space. With every whiff, find redeeming